I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States, to the republic. Meet your neighbors. As we go off for today's reflection.
Let's pray. Dear Lord, we're grateful for the goodness that we see in this community here, the good food that we just enjoyed, the good fellowship, and the goodness that Rotary does, not only here in this community, but worldwide. We're anxious to hear the experiences of the students who came. We're grateful for them and their hearts, and just be with us today and give us peace. In your name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Beth. Welcome, Rotarians, and happy Cinco de Mayo. In case you hadn't already figured that out from the presentation that the cooks gave us today. Thank you, by the way. That was great. Okay, today's Rotary member highlight. This Rotarian is a student at Wooster High School. Well, that narrows it down. At least two. She has been a member of the Wooster Rotary Club for just about 250 days, give or take. For now, she lives in Worcester with her host family. Back home, she lives with her parents, Norbert, Joanne, her three brothers, Harvey, Parsley, and Harry. She won a handwriting competition when she was 12. She views this as a curse, however, because people tell her that she writes like a printer now. Today's member highlight is Hannah, our exchange student. In case you didn't notice, the Wooster Rotary Club made the front page of the Wooster Weekly and on the Daily Record website with this picture with a past program that we had. Today's, the community flag program is up and running. Actually, the maintenance team is pretty much done with this season's flags. They are basically ready to go out at this point. We do have a couple things to finish up on Wednesday, which will be this Wednesday. I know a few people have signed up already, but if somebody is willing to help with maintenance days, let me know. I know the first response team, the computer teams are always looking for volunteers as well, especially this time of year. So again, this is our major fundraiser for the club. So volunteer, sign up as often as you can. We need the help. And those sign up sheets will be coming out email, so watch out for those, or come up and see me or Martha Starkey if you're willing to volunteer. Billing statements have gone out for March. If you have any problems with those, come up and see me also. So with that, I will turn it over to Secretary Lynn.
Let me put in one more plug for that flag marking team. That's a very important function where we go around and make sure we can find all of those pipes because of construction or just they get lost in the yard. If you think you don't have time for that, if you think about if you could just do your neighborhood or flags in your area, please see Marty Starkey, give her your address, and if there's a route in your neighborhood that might be easiest for you to do, we can try to coordinate that. So thank you for that. Donna Conley has the traveling microphone. She doesn't have to go very long away. Susan Buckholder is her table mate.
My guest today is Heidi Guy. Heidi is a pharmacist here in Worcester and the owner of Heidi's Pharmacy up on Commerce Parkway.
We have many other guests that will be introduced as part of the program. We do have two announcements, Chris Pycraft and Joy Schmitz.
Good afternoon, Rotarians. Wanted to extend a thank you to all of you who participated in this year's Every Rotarian Every Year campaign. I thought you would be interested to know that we had 67 contributors to this year's campaign and that our club contributed $10,000 to Rotary International. Thank you in particular to Kristen Sampson and Ron Holtman for your presentations. I think you guys can look forward to an invitation again next year. And on a more personal note, while the dollars were better than average, and this is a significant contribution, I noticed there was a ton more support. I got more questions, more conversations, and more interest from all of you in this room about this year's campaign. And I thank you for your contributions to our club, to our district, and to the beneficiaries of Rotary International around the world. Thank you.
Again. Last week, an anonymous Rotarian took our fundraising wine sale as an opportunity to not only support the club, but also acknowledge the recent accomplishments of some fellow Rotarians. This bottle here was purchased in honor of Lynn Newmont, past president and of Wooster Rotary and current secretary, on her selection as superintendent of Wayne County Schools Career Center. I haven't seen Ron today, but this bottle was purchased in honor of Ron Holtman, a 50-year member of Wooster Rotary, who we acknowledged a couple weeks ago, who opened the door for women to become members during his presidency, 1987 and to 1980 for Ron. We still have more bottles to sell. So if any of you would like to purchase a bottle and honor a fellow Rotarian in this way, please reach out to me. Thank you.
Thank you, Joy. And thank you, Chris Pycraft, by the way, for heading up our annual Every Rotarian Every Year campaign. It's great. Thank you. Okay, at this time, I will turn it over to past President Brent.
Thank you, Tom. Imagine having the curiosity and confidence at the age of 15, 16, 17 years of age to talk with your parents about leaving your family, your friends, everything that you know that is normal, for a year to live and to study in another country. Imagine arriving at Cleveland Hopkins Airport full of nervousness, full of exhaustion, to be met by a party of strangers. And later through the doors of a brand new high school, to new teachers, to new friends, new activities altogether. These are only small inklings of the journeys and adventures of today's presenters, Hannah Kazibwe and Isaac Viteri Salazar, our Rotary Youth Exchange students. Thank you to the Wooster Rotary Board of Directors for continuing to sponsor and support our club's long and strong participation in Rotary Youth Exchange. There are a number of you fellow Rotarians too, who make an extraordinary difference with Youth Exchange, and I'd especially like to thank Kathy McConnell, Donna Connolly, and Joy Schmitz for serving as counselors, to Hannah and Isaac, Jill, Melanie, Amy, and John for your over and under organizing and planning and programming. Terry for helping to organize transportation throughout the year, and all the rest of you who drove our students, chaperoned at the overnighter, even took the time here at our Rotary lunch to sit with Hannah and Isaac, to get to know them and to make them feel welcome throughout the year. Worcester Rotary could also not accomplish youth exchange without two other very important allies. The Worcester City School District, of course, is an ever welcoming partner, and the high school, an educational and activities enriching environment for our students. And our host families, who, as I introduce you, please remain standing, are the true champions of youth exchange by opening their homes and their hearts to our students. Today, we are joined by Hannah's host parents, Becky and Brian Webb. And Brian had to dash for a quick errand. He'll be right back in time for Hannah's presentation, because Isaac's gonna go first. Carrie Gordon, Sarah Dunlap, and also Lydia, as one of Hannah's host siblings, and Bree and Jared Smith, along with their daughter Maribel, another of Hannah's host siblings. Unfortunately, host dads, Mark Gordon and Trevor Dunlap could not make today's meeting. And we're also joined today here by Isaac's host mothers, Rachel Relly and Jen Burke. We're also joined by Aiden Burke, Isaac's host brother and a friend from the high school, Santi Salazar. And unfortunately also host fathers Nick and Dave Burke were unable to attend. I think I got everybody. As we welcome and thank our current host families, I would also like to ask those of you who in the past have been a host parent for an inbound student to also please rise. And again, let's give everybody a nice big round of applause and welcome. Thank you all very much. And now we'll go ahead and turn to Isaac for his year in Rotary Youth Exchange.
Like by myself, please. Thank you. Do you know Charles Darwin went to Ecuador to study the evolution? Well, my name decided that an exchange student who comes from that unique flora from a place worthy of a fairy tale, and I would like to tell you a little. Yes, can you talk? A little about. My country is located in South America. As you can see over here, we're around the size of the state of Nevada. However, in the Wooster territory, we host different regions. The insular region, there now was the Galapagos Island, the coast region, the highland region, and the Amazon region. The Galapagos Islands are probably the most famous part of it. They're about 600 miles of the mainland and are packed with wildlife you won't find anywhere else. You can walk next to giant turtles, marine iguanas, and blue-footed boobies like it's not. Isabel and Santa Cruz are two of the most visited islands where you can snorkel, hike volcanoes, and experience nature up close. The food in the Galapagos Island is mainly seafood based, and ceviche is one of the most popular dishes. Ours is different from the Peruvian version because the Ecuadorian ceviche is more like a cold soup. It is made with shrimp, fish, or any seafood you can imagine, marinated in lime juice mixed with tomatoes, onions, and cilantro. It is often served with chiples, which are thin plantains chips, patacones, which are mashed fried plantains or pork on the side. Yes, we're really a popcorn for the soup, and it's amazing. Trust me that. The coast region is more tropical, with beautiful beaches and fresh seafood. Montañita is a small beach town that is super popular for surfing, chilling, and having fun. Guayaquil, the biggest city in Ecuador, is also in this region, and it mixes modern city life with a relaxed coastal. The food on the coast is only one of my favorite things. Since the region is right by the ocean, seafood is really fresh and full of flavor. One of the most common coastal dishes is encebollado. It is a hot fish soup made with avocado tuna, yuca, lots of onions, cilantro, and lime juice. People usually eat it for breakfast, especially after a long night out. It's like the go-to hangover cure, and yeah, it actually works. There is also pollo de verde, a breakfast made from mashed green plantains mixed with cheese or chicharrón, shaped into a ball and fried. It is heavy, filling, and perfect with a cup of coffee. And if you're in the street food, you will find another thing like grilled corn with cheese and all kinds of fried snacks at almost every beach or coastal town. Basically, if you love seafood and all flavors, the coast will never disappoint. Let's now talk about the island region, which is where I'm from. It's filled with mountains, volcanoes, valleys, and towns full of history. Two amazing places to visit are Baños, known for its waterfalls, hot spring, and adventurous sports, and Cuenca, a beautiful colonial city that feels peaceful and full of culture. One of the traditional dishes from this region is called yapingachos. They are potato patties filled with cheese and usually served with sausage, fried egg, avocado, and peanut sauce. It's one of those meals that reminds me of home. Other classic island dishes include loco de papa, a hearty potato and cheese soup often topped with avocado and toasted corn, or hornado, a slow roasted pork typically served with mote, fried plantains, and a tangy tomato and onion salad. These, food, these foods are rich in flavor and tradition and really capture the sense of this together. The Amazon region is completely different from the rest of the country. It's full of dense forests, rivers, and wild animals. It's also home to indigenous communities that still live very connected to nature. If you want to explore the jungle, then it's a good place to start. And the Cuyabeno Reserve takes you even deeper into the Andes. A traditional dish from this area is maito, which is fish or chicken wrapped in leaves and cooked over a fire, served with plantains and yuca. It's simple, natural, and really tasty. Some even enjoy chapsacudo, which is a crowd jungle worm considered a delicacy. It might sound a little weird, but it's part of our culture. I would really like to point out the capital of our country, and home to about 2 million people. It is full of history, colonial architecture, and breathtaking views, surrounded by mountains and volcanoes. This place is not only special because it's where I was born 15 years ago, but also because it's one of the highest capital cities in the world, over 9,500 feet, 1,000 feet above the sea level. That plays an important role when it comes to fire. Trust me, you can feel it when you're around. It's also kind of a secret weapon. Visiting teams often struggle with the altitude. One of our favorite teams, Liga Deportiva Universitaria Quito, or just Liga, has actually used that to their advantage. It's the team asked for since I was born. I'm an Atlético, and they have won national and international titles, including the Copa Libertadores, Sudamericana, and Campeonato. Some of the places I recommend visiting in Quito are El Panecillo, a hill with a giant statue of the Virgin Mary that looks over the whole city, kind of like for Statue of Liberty, you know? La Basílica del Voto Nacional, massive neo-Gothic church where you can actually climb to the top towers. The Centro Histórico, which is the historic downtown with all churches, plazas, and beautiful colonial buildings. And of course, La Mitad, the middle of the world, where you can literally stand with one food in each hand. That's something not many people can say they have done. So yeah, that's a little about my country. Ecuador might be small, but it's full of life, adventure, culture, and relationships. I'm really proud one day you will get a chance to do it. Now, if you still want to listen to me, I'll be happy to share something numbers. My family at first. So we can start with the picture of lead. Those four people is my brother, my dad, my mom, and me. Basically, I'm the youngest, but I'm the tallest. If we continue with the pictures down, it's my family. I remember that night we were playing a game. That's normally what we used to do. Like just hang out on the weekends, talk, gossip, play games. And as you can see, most of us were already teenagers and all, so we don't really have that problem. Like I said, it's my grandma's house. It's the picture, well, kind of, the picture with all my cousins. We're a pretty big family, and I have the blessing to say that my parents, I mean, my grandparents are still alive. I also have a tattoo with my brother. If you don't know that, well, my brother left for exchange, and when he was gone, I didn't, at the beginning, I didn't really feel that I was missing. But when he came back, trust me, I could feel that. We have other pictures celebrating Christmas with my family, some exchange students, my pet, Luna, she's the love of my life, and my friends. What I can say about them, I've shared with them a lot of memories, a lot of adventures. I've been with them for almost 8 years, and I really miss them. I normally talk with most of them, not all, and some of them, there's my college, they're traveling around the world, but we always stay in touch. So, a little about me. I play soccer. If you didn't know that yet, you know now. I used to play professional soccer. I used to play with my friends, and I really like going out to watch a soccer game. I had the opportunity to go here with going to the Inter Miami crew game. We lost, but I took this. That's something I can say. And if we continue with more of the pictures, oh, why would I? Well, I have to say that I'm the first generation of exchange students we have. My uncle did it, my aunts did it, and then the first experience that I really could live it really close was my brother. Last year, he came here to Eureka, California. A couple days later, we received an exchange student from Germany, Benny Bossel. It was really cool. We spent basically the whole year with her because she didn't change family. And then my cousin again, he was living to France. A couple days later again, we received my first exchange student. He was also from Germany, and it was awesome. Then we had another exchange student from here that went when I was gone. And then a couple days later, I was coming here without knowing I was ready to exchange. This is the first picture of my first day in here with my host family, with my first host family, and Charlie. When I came here, I didn't even know why I was here, but I know that I was going to have a lot of experience, a lot of adventures, and I wanted to try that. Here's me at high school. I don't know if you know, but I really finished high school, and that represents me at high school. We have some pictures of that Halloween too. And my birthday with my two host brothers, and I don't know where them it is, but it was somewhere there. England. If you remember, I was trying to go there with a full ride. I didn't get it, but anyways, I could go there. And my best part of my exchange, day trip. I really have to thank everybody in here, especially the people that have supported me for the opportunity to go to those trips. Due to I couldn't have the opportunity. You didn't help. I've met a lot of people, really good people, and basically that's me. New York, DC, the Statue of Liberty, 9/11, and feeling having a dream that I didn't imagine it would be that great. And more pictures, more trips, people that again I'll never forget. I'll have those memories in my life. And the opportunity that I had to go and, visit my ankle and accounts that I haven't seen for almost 8 months, that was a really good experience. They were not my closest, but, you know, family is family. And the last picture is I Rotary. I want to thank again to Rotary and to the cookers especially. Because Monday, happy Monday, but we had food, so, you know, I was happy because of that. And well, my future plans, is really simple. I'm planning on being happy in life. I'm planning to keep playing soccer, start my men's school, and travel a lot, like, you know, and well, that's basically something about me, and thank you. Have a great week.
Just,
Check it.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Hannah Kaziwe. I'm an exchange student from Uganda. And I have been here for over 10 months, I think. I stopped counting. I'm just here to share with you my journey as an exchange student. And it's been a lot of fun, and I would love to do it again. The change. So I left my home on August 11th with my family. Don't mind about the picture, it wasn't the best. My first whole family was the Webbs, and I am so glad that I met them because there were so many things that I was scared of trying before they pushed me into doing it. And I'm glad that I was able to take on the opportunity to come over here as an exchange student, though I was like really scared the chances I'm gonna get, the people I'm gonna meet, because it's not like how it is in the movies. It's like High School Musical, I feel like that. Yeah, it was really scary. As I said, I'm from a country called Uganda. It's located in the east of Africa. And I live right next to Lake Victoria, and that's where our airport is. I live in a city called Entebbe. Since we like live next to the lake, it's usually cold at night and then really hot and breezy during the day. I live with my mother and my dad, Joanne and Norbert Kasiwe, and my 3 brothers, Harvey, Halsey, and Harry. I have a brother in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, who's also in an exchange program, and I got to see him over Thanksgiving break. I got a chance to go there because the Webbs drove me. I don't remember how many hours, but I was asleep. And I love that I got to see them again because it was very therapeutic for me. It was like really hard being away from home, and seeing them after such a long time was just really great. Why I chose the exchange student? I'm just curious about how other people live, and actually, as I said, to see high school is exactly as it is in the movies. And I wanted to challenge myself to grow, and not only academically, but personally too, and see how I would do better off on my own without my parents making decisions for me. I wanted to build more confidence and try new activities like the drama club and sports and put myself out there. I wanted to make new friends around the world because it's really cool when you go back home and tell people that I have a friend in America studied at this school. I can be jealous of you. Yeah. And also it's just great to have an international experience. You can share your experience with someone else who was not given the chance to. And it's just like, it's educational too. Like things about the country and the history. It's really great. I have so many experiences. Sorry, it's only words. I have pictures later. I love that I was part of the Worcester High School Drama Club in my first ever musical, Annie. I love that I got to dance in the background of the broom and dress up and wear makeup. I loved every moment of it, and I'll do it again if I have the chance to. I went to play on Square in Cleveland for the first time with Brent. Thank you so much for thanking me. It was my first ever musical, Les Mis. It was a bit too loud, but I'm glad I went with all the gunshots and whatever. I got to see my first ever snowfall. That day I was actually sick and I stayed home for like half the day. And then Brian came back to take me to school, but then when I woke up to get dressed and ready, I opened my curtains and I'm like, what is that? So with my excitement, I ran outside without shoes or a sweater or whatever, and I just dumped my face in it, and I get a brain freeze. And my toes are like cold. They like turn pale, but I love that I got to call my mom and tell that I saw snow for the first time, because we don't get that back home. We have sun throughout the whole year. I went to Chicago with the Gordons. I was so blessed to go there. I loved every moment of it. Though it's a big city and it's too loud for me, I would not want to go back to live there. But I got to see how people live in different areas, how people live in apartments, and some have their own homes. It was great to see how people live. The Smiths took me to Cleveland so many times to watch very many musicals. Mean Girls, Peter Pan, Chuck, and Juliet. I don't have a favorite. No one should ask me. I don't have a favorite. They were all good. But I love that they involved me in what they were doing, and I got the chance to be part of what they were enjoying, like something that they enjoyed doing, and like that they put me part of it. I was part of the Cleveland Youth Choir, Youth Honor Choir. We learned the music the day before. It was terrible. Yeah, it was terrible, but I knew some of the words and I didn't know some of the other words, but I'm glad I was part of it. We sounded great. I went to Arizona during spring break. Oh, I love the sun. I love the sun. We got some tan too. I love that I got to see the Grand Canyon. It did not look real, as I said. It looked like a portrait. I went to the trips that you sponsored us for, the DC trip and the New York City trip. Thank you so much for that. We had a great time. We took so many pictures. We made so many memories. And I cannot thank you enough for that. I love that I've been part of 4 different families, to know that every family has a different way of doing things, and everyone has different priorities set straight. Everyone has different beliefs and things, and it's glad to see the difference between how Americans are. Because if you're like in one family your whole life, your whole exchange, it's very difficult to know how other people do things. The track and field team is going somewhere. Yeah, it's great. My first American homecoming dance, that was great too. Well, it was rainy and cold that day, and people were just jumping most of the time, but I'm glad they had fun. Yeah, these are some of the pictures and some of the moments I had. The one with the flowers is that was our annual opening night. That was my first host family, Katie, Ian, and Lily Webb. We had a great time that night. The one with Ethan's face too close to the camera is is when we were in Washington, DC. Those are my exchange friends from Louisville, and I am gonna miss them a lot because we were really close. My host mother, Carrie, on your right, the right corner. That's when she took me to Chicago with her daughter, Ellie. That's us in front of the bean. And then this picture here is when we're in Niagara Falls. That was our first ever trip when we arrived in Worcester. And then this one is when we were in Arizona over spring break. This is me when Brent took me to watch Les Mis. My future plans after my exchange, I plan to complete my 2 years of high school back home because we have grade 13 and not grade 12. And I plan to reflect on my exchange experience and share my experience with my friends back home and encourage them to do it as well, because it's really fun and they get to learn new things. I plan to revisit my host country and explore new places I have not, because the United States has very many states I've not been to. And possibly take my friends that I make here with me so we can make memories together. Explore scholarships that value intercultural experience, meaning that those scholarships that value that African students have gone to other countries and learned different cultures and basically been somewhere else that they've learned something different from the way they do things back home. I want to maintain my friendships with my exchange friends through social media. My host sisters and my friends that I made at school know the extracurricular activities that I have. I plan to keep talking to them so I know even if we're not together, I can keep the connections through messages. Possibly also convince my parents to host a host gig because it is really fun. I love that other people did it for me and I feel like I should do it for someone else who wants to experience the same thing I did. These are some of the friends I made. See Lydia, there was a mad mask on, had some fun that night. And then Lily and I had track. That was the day we took our track pictures. And then Juniper, oh, I miss her. And then Mirabelle Smith, they're the chip or something. And then these are the web girls. They're my first ever whole sisters, and I like that they made me feel at home. This is Ellie, we're still really close, and her cousin Katie. Yes, got it right. And then Tyler, oh, my best friend. And then me and my very, very close friends, Lindley, Megan, and Molly, and then Trevor Dunlop. I really like that picture. Any questions? No. Thank you so much for listening.
I'll open it up for questions, one more time for Isaac or Hannah, if anybody has anything they want to ask them. Yes. Come on back up here.
What is one thing that surprised you the most about the United States?
I was surprised that all of you have scheduled things. We Africans are so disorganized, like we are not on time for anything. Like we'd be like, I'm like 5 minutes away and you're like just getting dressed. So when you guys have things on your calendar that are like, this is for this time, it's like crazy because my calendar is dry. It's empty. So I learned this from my host mother, Bree. She does this all the time. She has everything scheduled. And she's like having anxiety about it. And I'm like, no, I don't have time to be stressed about it. Like I just wing it. If it's, yeah. I like that you guys have things scheduled for every moment. Really interesting. I should try that.
I'll say soccer. Like, when I came here, I was planning on playing soccer. And I thought that you were really bad, but you weren't that bad. So, yeah, I'll say that, I mean, at least, you know, like, oh my God, I mean, it's so good, but yeah, soccer.
But, you know, I think I'm saying this correctly. The population of Tanzania is mostly Christian, if I'm not mistaken. The population of Kenya is mostly Muslim, if I'm not mistaken. Can you tell me a little bit about the population of Uganda?
Okay. My country, we mostly have Christians and we're like really religious. And then we have some people who are Muslims too. So we mostly have Christians and Muslims in my country. And we value both religions. And then we don't really have Jewish people, but we have Seventh-day Adventists, if you know what that is. Those people who pray like Saturdays. Yeah, we mostly have that. but we're mostly Christian. The widest population is Christian, and then some of it is Muslim.
Thank you for the programs. Hey, would you tell us a little bit about what your parents do? Okay.
My parents, well, so my dad is a mechanic engineer. My mom, she didn't have that job for almost 2 years. She had her own business of cleaning products, but now she started working. I don't know exactly what, but I know she's working at something. So yeah.
My dad is, he's also part of Rotary. He's a Rotarian. He's also the one who encouraged me to do the exchange program. And then he is also government employed. He works for the Ugandan government. Like basically medicine. It's called NMS. You can like look it up. It's like, yeah. It's basically a medical store where they like supply medicine all over the country and have like these big projects. Then my mother is self-employed. She's a businesswoman, basically Turkish clothing. She like travels, buys clothes, and then imports back to our country where she sells and designs other people. She helps people like dress up for weddings and introductions. Basically that.
Well, before you sit down, I present a rendition of the Rotary Wheel, where we test on that. And we'll also present the Worcester Rotary flags for you to take back to your respective Rotary clubs. Yep. And yeah, thank you. Thank you for your program, and if we can all agree that you will be one of the more memorable exchange students that we've had throughout the year. Anna, from your performance at Annie, I'll never forget that. I saw that, and Isaac, I don't think any of us will forget your bleach blonde hairdo from earlier this year. I see you let it grow out, but yeah, well done. Okay, next week, we will be hearing from a representative of Ohio State. Apparently they are building another championship team, developing young adults and serving the livestock industry along the way. Something tells me that probably doesn't have anything to do with football. But with that, we stand adjourned. Thank you. Yep.